Alright guys, welcome back to Just Live Raw. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Goji. Welcome to my video lesson. Today we are going to tackle the protein issue. The first thing you're going to hear anybody say when you tell them you're vegan, let alone raw vegan, where do you get your protein from? Everybody's always, that's a huge thing on this kind of lifestyle. People try to tell you you're malnourished, you don't get enough protein, protein's not found in plant resources, it's not going to happen. I'm here to educate you on that today so that you can be ready to either defend that or to help show somebody the better protein that you can be eating. So, first we got to tackle the question, how much protein do I need? Everybody needs a different amount. If you're an active person, you're working out, running, stuff like that, you're going to need higher amounts of protein than, say, someone who's 70 years old who doesn't do much. Or maybe you work a lot, you're sitting behind a desk, you're not very active. You're going to need a lot less protein than someone who's very active all the time. So to say you need this many grams per day, everybody needs this, I don't believe in that. It's just something that everybody has their own thing they need. So, good sources of protein. As soon as you say protein, everybody automatically thinks beef or chicken, whatever. Mostly beef. People think, oh, to get protein, you need a steak. This simply is not true. Vegetables are actually a better source of protein. We want to get, when we start talking doing protein, we want to get into clean sources of protein that are complete proteins that have all of the amino acids and all of that, all the essential ones. They're all our building blocks. So we need all that. So some amazing sources of protein: kale. Kale's very high in protein. I actually have Marissa eating a lot of kale starting now because she's going to start her workout program, as you guys might have read. She's taking in a lot of kale to help build some muscle. Also, algae are super incredibly high sources of protein, and they're also 100% bioavailable. So what do I mean by bioavailability? Let's talk about it. Spirulina is one of the most protein dense substances in the planet, in the world, of all the world. 65% protein by weight, spirulina is. So when you take spirulina, you throw it in some water, it's a liquid. You drink that liquid, your body's absorbing it. It's 100% bioavailable, getting delivered directly to the cell source. So that's pretty an amazing concept there. When you take something like a steak, you put that in your body. Well, first you cook it, so you pretty much kill about 50% of the protein right there when you cook it. So then you chew that and swallow it. You got these big hunks of stuff that your body needs to break down. Those big hunks of stuff, only the protein in that's only about 40% bioavailable versus 100 with the spirulina. Okay, so if you say you have a steak that has 40 grams of protein, when it comes down to it, you're really only getting 8 grams of it. So to say that something like that's very high in protein when the bioavailability is not there, there's really no point in having it. So to be able to take an algae and just drink that down, your body has to do nothing but absorb it. It's really an amazing thing. Um, Also, like, to take into consideration, uh, breast milk. Mother's breast milk is 2% protein, okay? A baby, when you think about it, doubles its size in 6 months just off mother's breast milk, and that's only 2% protein. Strawberries are about 7.5% protein, I believe. I'm not going to quote that. Definitely look that one up. But I believe they're about like 7% protein. So if fruit can have a higher percentage of protein than mother's breast milk, where you're doubling your size, thinking about that, you really do not need a significantly high amounts of protein. Um, Also, the protein quality. Goji berries. Of course, I'm going to bring this up. They're a complete protein source. It's clean. It's bioavailable. It has every single amino acid is found in a goji berry. It's the most nutritionally dense fruit on this planet. So when you start moving things out of your diet, like say you make a protein shake in the morning with whey protein, when you move out that whey protein and you're putting in goji berries, you're on a whole nother level. That's like a whole nother level, nutritionally, everything. It's truly amazing. Um, Another thing is with the whole mentality of the flesh to build flesh. Like, I need a lot of meat to build muscle, so I need flesh to build flesh. If we think about it, gorillas, they're like 400 pounds. They live on a plant-based diet. That makes all of their muscle, all of their bigness, their strength, everything comes from vegetables. Elephants, they weigh a few tons. Elephants are thousands of pounds. They eat plants. They do not eat flesh. So to think we need to start actually looking at animals, they teach us a lot. If you have cows, even, I mean, hippos, zebras, giraffes, all of that, they're getting huge off eating vegetation. They don't eat meat and all of that kind of stuff. So we actually need to start looking at that. You'll hear a lot of people start to say how, oh, I need protein. I'm craving protein. What these people are really craving when it comes down to is fat. Our bodies need fat to function. Our brains and our nervous system rely on fats. So if you notice, when people start straying away from eating the meat, the last thing they will give up is dairy. Why? Dairy is higher in fat. It's a lot easy. It's easier for people to give up steak. Like, oh, I could live without meat, no big deal. But I can't live without my cheese. How many times have we heard that? Fat is what our bodies crave, and fat is what it runs off of. So when people start craving that, it's actually, I need fats. So where do we get our fats from? Because we know dairy is not healthy for us. We don't want that in our system. So where are we going to get our fats from? Avocados, amazing, amazing source of good fats that the brain and the body use. Extra virgin olive oils are amazing. Coconut oils are amazing. Nuts are an awesome. People say, "Oh, nuts for protein." It's really nuts for fat. You They have protein in them, but it's really fats are the just what makes our bodies function and work properly. When you start getting low and not taking in enough fats, a lot of horrible things can happen, especially neurologically in the body. It's a cause of like Parkinson's disease, MS, a bunch of different stuff that has to do with that. And we need to make sure we're getting in, especially like the omega-3 fatty acids and those good fatty acids. Another thing that we don't ever really tend to think about during the process of breaking down that steak, breaking down that hamburger, whatever you're eating, is how hard it is on the liver and kidneys. When people end up with a lot of kidney problems and a lot of liver problems from their body having to constantly break these down and try and process this kind of protein. When you have a protein of a plant or a fruit, it's so easy for your body to break down. And again, I want to go back to the algae. It's so high. I mean, 65% protein, and it's 100% bioavailable. You put that in water, you drink it down, and that's it. It's there. It's in your body. It's so simple. Like this grass. I mean, this is what cows live off of and makes them so big. So I think that we really need to get into looking at the animals around us. They teach us a lot. It's just knowing that we don't need to eat steak and all of those things. We don't need to kill another being, another living being, to try and make ourselves healthy. We're beyond that. It's just there's so much more vitamins in plant-based foods, and eating them in their raw form is totally incredible. I mean, you can't eat meat in its raw form. I mean, you can. I know some people who do eat raw meats, but even if you're raising it yourself and doing that, the bacteria level is so high, it's incredibly dangerous for the human body. Um so that's definitely not something you want to get into, nor do I want to speak about that in any depth whatsoever. Uh, so yeah, I hope that that covered some things. If you guys have any other questions you want to know about protein, there is a lot that I did not cover. Uh, Definitely shoot some questions down below. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge. And I guess that's it. Until next time, learn it, live it, love it. Just live raw.